Hey, it's Acoustic Stevo coming to you from the universe. Join me on my journey. Let's have some fun. I'm doing a bowl of chili real quick. I'm going to eat a real quick bowl of chili. I just wanted to talk about a couple things. First off, Chille just had a live stream, and I super chatted him. Just $10, but I think maybe only super chatted maybe 2 or 3 people since I've been on YouTube in 2012. Mostly because Google gets a cut of that money, and I hate Google with a passion. So I didn't feel like going through all the avenues, so it was mostly done out of laziness, or I would have probably just sent him maybe a Venmo or something. That's probably what I'll do if I want to send him money in the future, and I very well may want to, because I'm going to break it down for you. A lot of people dog on Chille, and they say he's doing things that are, questionable with how he treats people or whatnot, and his ego and whatnot. I'm not really hung up on that because I like his content, so I'm tipping him for his content. And my super chat, I said, hey, Chille, thank you for your audit in Oklahoma, because I just, right before he went live, watched his audit. On the side of the road, there were a couple people pulled over, and they had one guy sitting on the ground in cuffs, and Chille's probably right. It was probably somebody on probation that they could just harass. And so they were searching his vehicle, and they ended up finding nothing and letting the guy go, but Chille was there to say something about it to the cops, and that's what I respect. That's what I enjoy. He wasn't rude to him. He wasn't calling him names. I'm not saying he hasn't in the past with other cops. I don't really care if he does, but he wasn't doing that this time. But what he was doing was he was calling them on their bullshit. He was telling them, hey, you need to find another job. They do. They need to find another job. He was saying, hey, you guys are acting like tyrants. They were. He wasn't even able to get a conversation out of them after the stop. They were trying to come up to him and say something about how close he was to them, or that he needed to back up and get away, and he called them out on it. He cited the 8-foot rule in Arizona as being the most stringent, and they had no ground in trying to get him to back up because he was a lot further away than that. So I really enjoy Chille's content because he's right on. When he's in the moment with these guys and these cops, and they need to be told what's up, he's telling them what's up. He's doing a very good job with that stuff. And he's doing audits that I actually care about. That's probably my biggest thing. Like the First Amendment audits, yes, they are what they are, but cops are starting to catch on to that before you even get there, and most of them are boring. Some of them still are not. But the thing is, you go in to a place with a camera where you're supposed to be allowed to record, and the general public freaks out, or the servants, whoever they are that have roles with the government, they freak out because they're on a camera, because it violates a social norm. Because in our society, if you put a camera on somebody, it's like for some reason it's an egregious thing, unless you're like a news reporter, and then they want to be on camera for some reason. So it's just one of those things. It's programmed into people, and they don't really even realize it. So for me, that content's kind of boring, because all they're doing is messing with regular people that they're breaking their social norm bias, basically. But what Chille's doing on the side of the roads, those are real people in real situations who need kind of a voice. Maybe they don't need it, but it shows what's going on in America, like, to everyone, and that's what needs to be done, really. So yeah, maybe nothing is achieved for these people, but maybe there is something. Maybe something further would happen to these people if there wasn't a camera there. What Chille says about cameras needing to be on all the time in the courtrooms, and on all the time on the police officers, not able to be obscured, it's very true. We need to see everything these people are doing. We should never have put people in the positions of power that we have put them in, but because they are there, we have the right and the need to fully have access to everything that they're doing and be able to see it and for it to be transparent. So I'm with Chille on so many things that I can't let little personality things that everybody else is letting get in the way of my actual, I'm just going to call it support at this point, because I do want to see him keep going with these meaningful audits and challenging authority. I would love to see him kick the crap out of Goo, even if he doesn't. Oh well, I want to. The fact that he's going to try means a lot to me, because he's keeping his word there, for one, and at the same time he's attempting to, fight a cop, fight a tyrant. That's the way I look at these cops. I look at them like, more likely than not, they're a tyrant. It kind of takes that to be signing up for that job. I mean, I was actually looking at jobs the other day because I'm going to school and I'm finishing up my degree. So that might open me up to a potential for a different job market than I'm in right now. And I'm just curious what's out there. I'm not dissatisfied with my job. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to stay long-term in my job because there's plenty of room for growth. And I can do a lot of the things like be in a band and have time to myself with myself and my family. So it's a pretty decent job for me right now, but I'm just always curious about what's out there. And Dayton, where I live, the police department was one of the jobs that popped up. So I was just curious. I wanted to look at what their hiring requirements were. And I realized that, if I wanted to become a cop, I probably could. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, what would happen if I became a cop? Like, what would I do? I certainly wouldn't violate people's rights. I wouldn't pull them over for petty shit. And I would probably go against the flow of the entire police department, and everybody probably would. I don't know. I'm a pretty likable guy. I think most people would like me, even though they really wouldn't want to because of what I think inside my brain. But they would probably end up liking me anyways. But, what Chille's trying to do, he says he wants to run for governor, and I was in his chat and actually got timed out. It's kind of funny. It was not a big deal. I didn't take offense to it. I think somebody thought I was trying to troll. I think that's, I don't get the whole wrench thing, or I just try to stay out of that crap. It's funny. If somebody tries to censor me, I just think it's funny. I'm not saying Chille was, or really the person that did it, whatever. I think it was an accident, to tell you the truth. Because my comment wasn't egregious at all. It was just that, I was asking Chille, like, I was saying, hey, Chille, do you really think you're going to get normies? But the autocorrect kicked in, and I said it turned it into Borneos for some reason. I don't know. It said gonna get Borneos to vote for you, and I said, there are a lot of bootlickers in Ohio. Do you think you can get their votes? Right. My comment got deleted, but Chille read it, and he read it out loud with the Borneo and everything. And I went back later after I wasn't timed out and kind of tried to say, hey, I was trying to say normies. But my point is that I want to believe that it's possible that Chille can get elected. Because, I feel strongly about Terry like he does. I just learned about what Terry is even from Chille. And it does seem to me like it is what is allowing these cops to intrude into our lives left and right for no reason at all. I don't really care about that. I don't get offended by crap like that. That's just whatever. It is what it is. I think the whole mods thing, I don't even get it, nor do I want to. I have no desire. If somebody ever offers to, I've had people offer to make me a mod on channels, and I'm just not into it. It's too much. I don't want to try to control people and what they say. That to me, that I'm an anarchist, so to me that's just goes against my nature big time. But if it happens to me, I mean, it's his channel. He gets to choose that he wants to run it that way. I'm not going to criticize him for it, but whatever. It is what it is. But what I'm saying, hey, Rights On, by the way, I like your videos. I like how they're short, sweet, and to the point. They just put up facts and they let them speak for themselves. So good content, man. But yeah, I was just trying to say that, you know, I wanted Chille to answer whether or not he really did think that he could get people to vote for him in Ohio, and he did. He gave me a real answer. And see, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm wondering if I'm going to get to a point, like if I keep, you know, going on Chille's channel and participating in live chats and making this content, if we're going to get to a point where like I don't know, like where he acknowledges me and we get some kind of rapport going, because I do like what he puts out there, what he stands for. I like his audits. I like what he's doing when he challenges authority. I think that what everybody's going after him for is really petty, especially the leaving Ironton thing. Like, yeah, I'd leave Ironton too. I wouldn't want to get thrown in that hellhole in that police department over something that was ridiculous. So if you could leave the state and continue your mission somewhere else, why not do that? So I just think people are really hell-bent on making him into a villain. And a lot of these people, I go on their channels and I don't dislike these people. See, I'm not, this whole, like, it reminds me of the movie, what are they? Those movies of Twilight movies, right? You have Team Edward and Team Jacob, right? I don't want to be on Team Edward or Team Jacob. Like, just, there's some things I like about Edward. There's some things I think's really annoying about him. There's some things I like about Jacob, and there's some things I think's really annoying about him. Actually, I don't like either one, nor do I like those books or movies, but my wife's always playing them. She watches them over and over again. And my point is, I want to be able to go onto Chille's channel. If I want to drop him a super chat and say, hey, good job on your audit, to do that. Then I want to be able to go over to Iron Auditor's channel. And if I think he did a good job, I want to be able to say, hey, you did a good job on this. See, I like to give positive comments to people. I think that, like, sometimes I do also challenge things, like my comment to Chille about if he thinks he really can get votes in Ohio from bootlickers, because there's a lot of them in Ohio. I would like to see that happen. Like, that would restore my faith in humanity, really, if someone like Chille could get people to vote for him. But, I mean, I'm highly skeptical. I don't want to be. I just am. And I sure hope that he just sticks to his mission, though, because the main thing isn't whether he would win or lose. It's that he would actually attempt to do it. So I think that would be a feat in itself, the fact that he would actually attempt that. And I would support him in it, even though I'm an anarchist, because I think that there's no way anarchy is going to fly anywhere on this earth anytime soon, because people don't understand it. They don't understand what it is. They don't understand how simple it is, how logical it is, because we've all been programmed since we're very young to believe all sorts of things that aren't true. So until that programming can kind of get flushed out of our consciousness, then we're going to be stuck with systems of government. So, you know, the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, was probably the best one of those systems when it first came around. It's been bastardized, and the Bill of Rights might as well not even exist at this point. At least I can carry my gun around, and that's one cool thing in Ohio. Recently, we got the right to conceal carry without a permit. So I work for somebody who lets me carry my gun around at work. So I have my gun on my hip now, and so does he, and so does the other guy that works there. And whoops, sorry about that. And I also have my gun in my car, fully loaded, driving around with it. And I like it. I feel free. But I don't know how long that's going to last. The governor did that just to get people off his back because of, during COVID, he let some things happen to us that he probably shouldn't have. So I think he's trying to get back in our good graces, the ones that he kind of lost with what he did during COVID. All right, Rights On. Go ahead and run, man. Thanks for coming by. So anyways, my whole point that I'm getting at is I want to be able to say things to challenge people on their channels. Not because I think I'm right about everything, but I think my questions are valid and they should be answered. So I do that with Ironton Auditor on his channel. I ask him why he doesn't, verbally call these cops out for harassing people, basically, and on these drug busts, and instead he gives them an excuse of, oh, we got a drug problem, so it justifies it. The end justifies the means type of thing. And I've heard him verbalize this excuse. Not a big fan of that, and I've said as much, but there's other things that I like. I do like, he says just some things that I agree with. So I think finding common ground with people is important, and you shouldn't have to be on Team Edward or Team Jacob, and I'm not going to be. But I'm going to keep making these bowls of chili for a little while because they taste good. So this is my bowl of chili for the evening, and it's a small one. I just had a small cup. So have a good one, everyone.